Good afternoon, guys. I'm over here at Premium Coach Group in Gilbert, Arizona, and every once in a while will get a comment about why I don't show you guys any Foretravel coaches. And it's not that I don't want to show you them, it's just they're kind of rare and I don't see them very often. But today we're going to be doing an inspection on a 2006 Foretravel. Now this one's kind of special. This is a Nimbus 336, and it's special because of two reasons. It's a short diesel, there's no tag axle on this, and it's true 36 foot from front to back. But the interior has also been redesigned and updated, and I think they did an incredibly beautiful job when they did it. Foretravels are a little bit unique in the sense that they're not like production motorhomes that you would consider out of either the West Coast or Indiana. And they're not complete bus conversions like you might imagine with Liberty or Marathon. And they're not bus conversions. They are custom built luxury RVs. They're more akin to a Newell. Now I don't want to upset any Newell fans out there. They aren't a Newell. They're equally beautiful coaches, but they kind of fall in between that bus conversion, motor coach side, and a production RV side. But Foretravel's been around for over 50 years now. They're based out of Texas, so a little bit similar in the sense of Newell, based out of Oklahoma, but Foretravel based out of, see if I can't say it right, Nacogdoches. I'm probably saying it wrong, Texas.
Nacogdoches.
But they do build very beautiful coaches. They've had a lot of innovation within them, but like Newell and other highline coach manufacturers, they do build their own chassis. So they are able to incorporate a lot of functionality and customization within their designs. And like I said, I don't see them very often because I don't think owners like to get rid of them very often. But let's go ahead and take a look at this. But like all of these, let's go ahead and get up on the roof first before we take a look on the inside. Now luckily, Foretravel already offered a rear inspection ladder on it, which is kind of unique, as the door itself has a ladder on it. But like a Newell, you get incredible engine access back here. Now this is going to be a Cummins ISL on the powertrain with an Allison transmission. But that's a solid fiberglass door that makes its way around to the rear cap. Now this is a gel coat molded fiberglass rear cap. Same with the sidewalls and the roof. But we'll get up here, and this is going to be the original ladder. This paint looks like it's in really good shape too. This must have been kept indoors. This is a one-piece gel coat fiberglass roof, and it's really held up very well. Now it might look like there's a lot going on up here, but there's really not too much to even look at. Surprisingly, this one does have 3 slide outs on it as a 36-foot short diesel. I do already have those ran out, so we can take a look at the slide out toppers too. So up here on the roof, you can see the fiberglass radius wraps around to the side to the gutter, and has a molding where the rear cap and the roof meets. It does mimic a Beaver product in that sense, because it looks very similar to what my 2001 Beaver Patriot Thunder looks like. This is just a condensate tube. It's actually PEX underneath the split loom, so it's high quality. It's not going to fall apart in the sun, but the loom will help protect it. And that's a condensate drain for the 2 ACs, rather than being tucked up in the ceiling where it could leak, or draining down onto the roof, causing streaks on the side. But it looks like maybe there's been a few patches or repairs done. That's just a Turnabon tape. I don't feel anything underneath it. There might have just been some holes, but I'm not feeling anything broken underneath it. I'm not sure why they're there. But then somebody added just some Dicor around the edges just to keep the edges sealed down a little bit. This is a molding back here. Again, we have some more Turnabon. I'm not sure. I don't feel any damage underneath there, so I'm not quite sure why there was tape here. There might have been some paint damage, and that's just easier to do that. If I walk the cap, this molding doesn't feel loose. And this is more of a purple paint. It might look a little bit darker, but it is purple. We do add a anti-slip protection here at the ladder. We look over this side on this side. I'm not seeing any issues right here. And Foretravels aren't too prone to having radius issues like some Monaco and Beaver products. And this is a very solid radius. No, there's no give to it. Same with the roof deck itself. I think you could have a party up here. We make our way to the rear AC. It's a Dometic Penguin. Lean on it, make sure it's not loose. Not seeing any issues with that. Kind of see that condensate cup right there. So the condensate goes into the drains here. We look over the side here. This is a Girard slide out topper with a matching Sunbrella material. The seam stitching is maybe coming loose a little bit, but really quite impressive for 2006. They used some foam to bridge the gap between the radius roof edge and the slide out topper to keep the water from getting in between right there. A lot of manufacturers do that. And believe it or not, we do have a Girard patio awning on this side. So this is a box awning. So it is a little bit asymmetrical in the sense that you have the buildup on this side and no valance panels or awnings on this side. Which, if you look on that one right there, on that American coach right there, you have the front awning. That's just going to be a valance panel, not an awning. And above on the other side are just two valance panels, not an awning. Aesthetically, it might look a little bit unpleasant, but on some level, think of all the holes that aren't in the roof just to be decorative. And these box awnings right here are so much more functional than a patio awning of the era with arms on it, even an electric one. So this is a really nice awning to have. But we will go ahead and take a look at the mounting brackets. I'm not seeing issues with it. There's just a cap to kind of blend the roof into the awning itself here. If we look over on this side, will be the skylight. Make our way around. I'm not seeing any cracks. This is just going to be Dicor roof sealant. This is the Dicor lap sealant. Might be a yellow tube, might be a white tube. Just make sure that it's self-leveling if you're going to use it on the roof. Same with this fantastic vent. I always like to kind of inspect to make sure the base isn't cracked, and it doesn't look like it is. We have a second fantastic vent right here. That looks really good. Yeah, and this roof seal's really solid. I'm not seeing any checking. No issues with the molding. This sewer vent right here, it's got the built-in siphon to it to kind of keep the smell down. No issues with the sealant there. Here we'll find the Girard wind sensor. It's intact, so it's pretty nice. Never rely on those to work. Always put your awning away when you're not using your awning. And this one is equipped with an RV two-way refrigerator. And so it's the original one, and it's still working really well. So that's just the refrigerator vent cap right there. It looks like somebody has changed it out to a Camco universal fit. So we make our way up here. This has the Winegard omnidirectional Roadmaster. What is this? Roadstar? Yeah, Roadstar, right? Can almost make it out there. The Roadstar. I love this antenna, and I wish they didn't discontinue it, but whatever. We come over to this driver's side front slide out. We have the slide out. We can see the stitching on that panel has given way. It's not surprising. Looks like maybe a little bit of holes right there. Those almost seem intentional. Not sure what would have been there. But even this foam right here is in good shape. I've in years past I've had to do, well, had is not the correct word, but there is on some country coaches and some Monacos, they do the same thing with this foam right here to bridge the gap, and sometimes this foam starts to deteriorate. And rather than spending 4 hours of labor removing this old one and putting a new one down, you can almost get away with brushing some clear silicone on top of it if you need to extend the life of that foam a little bit. It works just fine if you do a good job. So definitely we'd probably want to replace this slide out topper fabric. Come over here. There's this roof AC, the original Penguin. Looks like they painted the side of it, not the top, so it's a paint might be fading a little bit, but it's not loose and it is intact. And honestly, I have found the older pre-2008 Dometic ACs to be a little bit better quality and longer lasting. We followed around right here. Now, water can get underneath here just fine, so water does not get trapped up here. So it's nice to see the Nice to see that they added drainage here, and you can almost see if somebody's done some clear silicone repair to the foam there. Like I said, I've almost brushed the entire thing with silicone before too. So this is the third slide out, and you can see this slide out topper. It's starting to show its age too. Probably should be replaced. It looks like maybe at some point. No. So this stitching's giving way too. So yeah, definitely an easy one to recommend a new topper on that one. And at these feet right here, again, this is just Dicor sealant. Not seeing the bolts aren't loose. And this front cap transition molding looks really good. We go over here to the front. CB antennas mounted securely. We'll walk the front cap molding, make sure it's not loose. And this is going to be the fiberglass front cap. I almost have to think somebody's repainted this because this just looks like really good paint. Sirius XM satellite antenna. We'll look over the top. The clearance lights, they like to be broken. Looks like the very similar ones to my motorhome, but they're intact. And this does have a two-piece gasket set windshield on it. It's always a good idea to check and make sure the windshield isn't falling out at the corner right there, like mine is. And not a huge fan of putting wiper arms up at the front cap. I understand it, but I don't like it as a technician. There it was. So we just did the inspection on this 2006 Foretravel. This is a Nimbus 336, I think is correct. And it's a one-piece fiberglass gel coat roof. It should be washed and waxed annually. We do want to probably seal everything up with Dicor. I didn't see anything we needed to seal. The biggest issues we saw were the slide-out toppers on two of them. Needed to be replaced, but man, this looks really good for a 2006. Somebody's definitely been taking care of it. The only questionable issues I think I saw were back here. Almost feel like there might be some damage underneath there. So that's about the only thing I see. Maybe a tree branch or something rubbed against there. It's the best thing I could come up with, but I don't feel any sort of damage to it. This is fiberglass, so you could just scrape, peel off of this, do a fiberglass repair if you were really concerned about it, but this is the proper use of Eternabond as a repair for a damaged roof. If you ever hear me complain about Eternabond, it's usually because it's been used as a lap sealant, and Eternabond or roof repair tape is not a good lap sealant. But that is one good looking roof, held up to 16 years of use so far in 2022. But let's go ahead and get down inside because that's the part I was excited about. But before we go inside, there's two more things I kind of want to show you. Foretravel is well known for their slide out boxes. I don't know if you guys can see this or appreciate it. This is our radius roof edge right here because this is a one-piece fiberglass box all the way around. There's no fascia right there that's going to take any sort of sealant to get around. Even the side windows right there are frameless. And underneath right here, this radius continues all the way around. So it's pretty much a seamless box all the way around. So there's not a good opportunity for this one to leak. There's a real gel coat molded fiberglass box. So that's a heavy duty, substantial box. And because it's radius like this, the slide out seals are air seals. The slide out mechanism is an HWH product with an air bladder seal on it, just like you would get on a Prevost or even a Newell. And really these air seals are the best seals you can possibly get on a slide out room because that keeps all the weather out, the air out, and noise out. It doesn't work off of compression like a bulb seal. What it works off of is like a cuff when you're getting your blood pressure. It just inflates up like a tube. You can see a profile of that slide out seal, but when I call it an inner tube, it looks like a bicycle wheel inner tube that inflates up and stretches out. And fills the entire gap, actually keeps that slide out room from even moving in and out. So it's a very substantial seal. And then I did say two things. You can see they have a piano hinge for these compartment doors, very similar to a country coach would have. And this is a solid fiberglass door here. So they are built very well and very serviceable. And this paint is in really good condition. But enough on the outside. Let's go ahead and go inside because I've been talking about it. But let's go ahead and go inside this. Now this is a 2006, just remember that. So both the driver's and passenger seats still have the embroidery on them. And I don't see any real damage to them and hardly any real wear on it. Same with the driver's seat. There's a little bit more wear there, but other than that, this looks almost brand new. What you might also notice is on the floor, in 2006 it was not common to have tile throughout the entire RV, but they already do have ceramic tile throughout. Now I won't bore you too much with the dash area. You know how I'm a sucker for rocker switches, but something you'll almost always find on a Foretravel is going to be the transmission brake. So that's a very nice engine brake, even though it's a transmission brake. So you get to adjust how aggressive you want the transmission to brake, all the way back being maxed out. I know the second question I'll always get is how many miles are on it, so let's go ahead and turn the key on. Looks to be about 102,000 miles, so it's definitely gotten some use. Remember the dash AC working really well. Somebody's upgraded the backup camera with this monitor, because usually the Foretravels had more of a monochromatic, a black and white monitor or green and white monitor up front. And they have updated to a Kenwood in-dash CD changer with navigation. Yeah, it's very nice. Go ahead and finish that so we can take a look at it. Ready to navigate. It's got hands-free Bluetooth connectivity. Now when I was doing the inspection, I didn't even notice that there was no front TV, because they did such a good job. Remember I said that this has been this coach has had a little bit of updating and renovation, but the front TV should have been right here, and they removed that cabinet and built a new cabinet with matching wood. I think you'd be hard pressed to know that the cabinet right there was missing, which is nice too, because often you hit your head on that TV right there coming in and out of these things. But also with modern TVs and tablets, you can almost put that TV wherever you'd like and just stream from anywhere. It doesn't have to be mounted anymore. But if we go ahead and take a look inside, there's two front slide outs and then one bedroom slide out. Now the front slide out, this is going to be a suede material on the fascia, woven almost tweed up here, and of course all the wood in this luxury coach is going to be solid wood, all the cabinetry and trim. In the slide out here we have this sofa with storage underneath. This pulls out, and of course this section will jackknife into. Call it a twin size bed. This is going to be a blue fabric, almost like a corduroy. If we look over into this area, there's going to be the dinette booth, more storage drawers underneath, and you might say, well, that table is pretty close to the seat there. How are you going to use it? Well, there's a latch right there. You just undo, and now you can pull that out so you can get around there really easily, which is nice. So when you're driving down the road with the slide out room in, that table's out of the way. And if you will notice, the table and all the countertops is a solid surface Corian, kind of made to look like marble. It's a similar Corian countertop that I've seen in a lot of country coaches of the same era. Now on the opposing galley slide out, there's another sofa. It's more of a love seat. Now this one also does jackknife down, so it turns into a smaller bed, mostly going to be for a child size. But if you did get an ottoman right there, you could put it against there. That would be a pretty good sized twin bed. And yes, there is still storage underneath. If you look over here, it does have hydronic heating. So that's tankless hot water too. And all the day-night shades are in really good condition here too. You can even see the suede on the balances. A really nice build up on the countertop. So solid surface countertop material. You can see the lighting, the under cabinet lighting has been upgraded to LEDs. They have some nice built-ins here too for 2006. If we look right here, you have the asymmetrical under countertop mounted stainless steel sink. So you get additional countertop space however you want to use it with the two sinks, which is a pretty nice feature to have. Right underneath right here will be a Princess stove, 2-burner propane stove top. These are pretty high quality stove tops. It has the electric ignition on it. You can see the backsplash here is the same Corian countertop material with a sharp convection oven microwave right above. Right over here, remember I told you there was an RV refrigerator. This is a nice Dometic side-by-side refrigerator. Very close to a residential utility. The ice, I don't know if you guys saw all that moisture fall out. That steam, because there's a lot of moisture in the air today. That freezer's working overtime. And you can even see frost there on the fins. So that's working really well still too. Some last cool features right here. You do have the pull-out pantries in the hallway. You'll find the Hydro-Hot controllers with engine preheat. That's a nice feature to have. Contactless tank monitor system, the inverter control, and it even still has the functional Foretravel Shore Power 110 interface. Now, besides that front TV cabinet being changed out or modified to give you more storage rather than a clunky TV, the front of this area is pretty much all original. They didn't do too much here. But as we go back here, we'll find this has a hallway bathroom. So it's got a shower stall with the skylight right above. It still has a solid surface Corian surround on it and a molded fiberglass shower pan. Now, one of the features that you might notice on a Foretravel this area is that the ceiling height seems a little bit low. So in the ceilings right here, they do have these little bump outs. Some have lights in them, some don't. You can kind of see that height difference just right here between this Foretravel and this Monaco. Probably about a foot difference in the height level. Just the design choice Foretravel went with. So it feels a little bit wider and shorter than most RVs. But I'm just going to point that out because when we do the shower, that's about a foot step up into it. But when I go to step up in, I'm 6 foot. So if I'm not careful and I don't duck underneath, I will hit my head. But if I do step in, without the skylight right here, I'd definitely be hitting my head on the ceiling. I'd have to be crouching down quite a bit. But that being said, with the skylight, we'll call it about 6 inches to the bottom of the skylight there. So it is doable. And this shower head is adjustable, so it can go actually up to shower height. Now, modern Foretravels, like I said, do mimic the new a lot more, so there's a lot more height in the ceilings on the modern Ford. So there is a lot more ceiling height in the modern Foretravels. If we go past this door right here, we'll find the toilet. Now, this is a electric residential style porcelain toilet. You can see right here, they did actually paint the walls this blue, this sky blue. It looks actually very pleasing. So that's some of the remodel that I was talking about. But this is kind of how you would do a remodel correctly. Don't do anything too crazy and keep it classy and make sure your paint lines are really good and you don't get paint over everything. She has a corner, a vanity, medicine cabinet above, and still has all that ceramic tile in the bathroom area right here. Then as we make our way to the back, we'll find that the ceramic tile has given way to nice plush, almost a shag carpet back here. And we do have the third slide out. This is a queen size bed, and it goes from this point all the way over to there. But this is a pretty unique floor plan. You don't normally see a his and her closet with a middle closet in between. If we look here, it continues that solid surface countertop material. Really quite the nice build-up with a nice skinny window above to let some light in without cutting into headboard space on the bed. Even though the bathroom did have its own vanity, the bedroom still does have a vanity, complete with medicine cabinet above. It does have a lot of countertop space above the built-in dresser there. Right here will be your built-in hamper. Well, there's no front TV. They did keep the bedroom TV here. That one I'd probably upgrade to a more modern TV. You get a much bigger one very easily in right here. And that would lead me to the closet area. So you have a his and her closet, double closet rods, one low and one high. They are adjustable. and another one over on this side here. That's where you're going to find the folding chairs, and just one closet rod up high on this one. I thought was pretty unique is this middle closet. It is a bifold door, so you have more storage in right here. I would have assumed that it was for a washer dryer combo that would fit in right there. I don't see any plumbing for it, but that's what it looks like to me. But there it was, guys, a 2006 Foretravel Nimbus model 336. I don't get to show you guys Foretravels too often, so I was pretty happy to find a pretty good example of this. And this is a very evident that's been well maintained and loved. Now, don't forget, this has 3 slide outs on it. It's a short 36-foot diesel. It's a pretty rare coach when it comes to Foretravel, let alone a luxury motorhome being short like that. The last few things right here, the battery disconnect. It's working really well. And this one is equipped with an entry door with a posi lock on it, so you do have to unlock the handle to close the door. And I know the second most popular question is, how much is it for sale? I'm not a salesman, but looks like over here at Premium Coach Group, they're asking for $140,000 for this one. And that's the stock number if you want to ask them anything about it. Like I said, I'm a horrible salesman, but I will put all that information in the description, so if you have any questions, contact the guys here over at Premium Coach Group if you're interested. So I was pretty excited to share that pretty good example of a Foretravel motorhome. Now, this is a high quality motor coach. I won't call it a motorhome, but it is just on the motor coach side of the delineation, I think, especially with those slide outs. I don't get to show you guys Foretravels very often, but I have been on the lookout for the past few months to share a good example of one with you. Like I said, they don't come up very often because I really think the owners of them just don't get rid of them. They like to hold on to them. But Foretravel is still producing coaches to this day. Their newer coaches, like the Realm, really seem to mimic the quality size of a Newell motorhome currently. But now these older Foretravels took what I feel is a little bit more design cues from Country Coach and Monaco over in the Pacific Northwest. But I was really pleased to share that 2006 Foretravel Nimbus 336 with you guys. It's a really interesting coach, and I think it's been beautifully maintained and upgraded. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye. It would have been really cool if I could have shared this experience with you guys, because it's not very often you watch somebody do a Prevost slide out room seal replacement. But Travis over here at Premium Coach Group really knows his stuff and what he's doing. But I definitely don't want to bother Travis while he's working really hard over there. But it might be hard to see, the slide out room is actually hyper retracted. So that's the side of the coach, and this is the side of the slide out. And so this is where the seal goes, and he's just cleaning all that off. Right through that hole is where the airline goes, either there or there. Oh, there's the airline right there. I can feel it and touch it. But yeah, that's... One day we'll make that video. But like Newell and other Highline manufacturers from the older pre-2008, see right above the dressers right here, a nice bit of it does have a lot of countertops. So I've been on the look to share one with, but I have been on the look to share. But thanks a lot for watching, guys. But I gotta get down the road. But that was a fun. But thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope we all learned a little bit of something about Foretravel RVs, or motor coaches as we want it. But I hope we learned a little bit about motor. But I was happy to share that with you. But I was happy to share that Foretravel with you guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.
All of them. Definitely all of them.
Well, one's the whistle.
No, that's that one. This gotta be the whistle.
Right, it actuates with the... It actuates just with a ball valve, so it doesn't use the solenoid valve.